Morning. Now we'll continue our topic, the living world, with a need for classification. Now in this picture you can see animal kingdom. There are various phyla. Phylum means singular, phyla means plural form. Various invertebrata, all up to this it is invertebrates, pictures, and chordates, they are the vertebrates. It is given here. All these are vertebrates and all these are invertebrates. So invertebrates without backbone and this is with backbones. Okay. So we are classifying the animals. This is very important in learning about the living organisms, especially in animals. The first classification is based on whether possessing they are invertebrates. All these are the invertebrates. Invertebrate phyla is given. Okay. And Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Platyhelminthes, Porifera, all these Cnidarians and Mollusca. The only category Chordata, and this is a phylum Chordata. It possesses the vertebrates and as a subphyla, and it possesses all these animals given here. They possess the backbone. That's why they are called as vertebrates. Okay, here also you can see divide the animals into first category fishes. All these are the fishes, and these fishes they live only in the aquatic environment. Later, the evolutionary they changed into the class amphibians. Amphibians example is the frog. They live both in water as well as in the terrestrial or land. And reptiles they live on the land. And birds they possess aerial mode of life. And mammals, the higher category in this the apes, chimpanzee, gorilla, and the higher category of the hierarchical system is man on the top. So we are classifying the organism based on certain categories. That is the thing we are going to see in this division, in this slide. Okay. Now we'll see about why there is a need for classification. So simply you can see in this picture, this is a supermarket picture where all the things they are arranged in the rows. So whenever we go to many places, all the things they are arranged in there are different rows, different columns, and the things are arranged in a particular ways. That is in supermarket we can see. In here in the library, you can see the books are arranged uniformly as well as based on alphabetically. Some of the biographies, autobiographies, novels, stories, kid stories, science fictions, they are arranged in the book self separately. So what is this reason for this? It is easy to identify. The same thing like this arrangement. Classification is very important in living organism. If there is no classification, it is impossible to study about living organism without classification or without organization or without arrangement. So we are classifying these living organism based on certain means and methods. So it is possible for us. And this organization, arrangement of organism is called as classification. This is called classification. It's very important term. So what is classification? It is a process by which things are grouped into convenient categories. Okay, here things are grouped. We are going to classify the animals, organism based on certain easily observable phenotypic character. So that is called as classification. So what is the need for classification? Without classification, we cannot able to learn or we cannot able to study about living organism clearly. So that is very important. For that we have to organize. Now, I said the classification of the organism. For that classification, we are giving the classification of organism based on certain means, certain category I said. So what is the category? The scientific term we are used for this category, the external features, that is called as taxa. Based on the phenotypic external character. Animals living in the water, they are aquatic animals. Animals living in the land, they are terrestrial animal. Like this, based on certain characters, we are classifying the animals as taxa. Taxon is singular, taxa is plural. Now, what is taxa? It indicates the different levels. For example, kingdom Animalia. Animals, all the animals coming under the kingdom Animalia, which includes two different animals. One is unicellular animals, another category is multicellular animals. So unicellular animals, amoeba, protozoans, and multicellular animals means reptiles, mammals, all the categories of the vertebrates you can see. So based on certain category, we are classifying, that is cellular organization. So what is classification? The science of classification is also called as taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? The science of classification is called taxonomy. Here what is taken into consideration? External and internal structures of the organisms and their development methods and ecological information. How they are dependent on the environment. Such environmental or ecological information of the organisms also important for this classification or taxonomy. Okay. So in taxonomy or in the science of classification, we are we must know about the characteristic features of the animals, various organisms. For that, we must identify the organism, nomenclature, naming the organism. Then we are classifying the organism. We are giving the scientific names. We'll study about binomial nomenclature later, and classification of the organism. All these are very important in the study of taxonomy. So without classification, without taxonomy, it is not able to study about living organism. So what is the basic need for classification? It's a very important 3 mark or 5 mark question you have to learn. So it is what is the reason? First reason, to identify and differentiate closely related species. So for example, the fishes, bony fishes are there, cartilaginous fishes are there. Okay, boneless will be also be there. Like this, we can some other category, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, like this classification. We can say closely relation between the animals. We can identify and we can differentiate, right? And second point, the variation among the species. What is the variation among the species? For example, amoeba, protozoan, unicellular. Okay, and the second phylum, parazoan, sponges. It is multicellular but no tissue level of organization. So you can see variation among the species. One particular species will show variation. So that is, we can identify and we can understand the evolution of the species. So for example, human being, our forefathers are, we evolved from the apes, we call it as. Apes evolved from the monkeys. Monkeys from the, we can say, that is the archaeopteryx, like birds. Birds from the reptiles. Reptiles from the amphibians. Amphibians from the fish. Like this, the evolutionary concept we can find out. So for this, we can create a phylogenetic tree. Phylogenetic tree is nothing but evolutionary tree. What is phylogenetic tree? Evolutionary tree which connect different group of animals, and this is called phylogenetic tree. So in this phylogenetic tree, it is easy to learn about the organism. It consists of number of branches. So this is the ancestor. We can see it starts from the ancestor. It may be our unicellular organisms like protozoans, and it branch point and branches like this. Various branches, it leads to origin of various new species. So present day species, they evolved from a common ancestor. Now this is a phylogenetic tree. You can see in the lower level, you can see amoeba-like organism, and that is the cyclops, that is zooplanktons. Then later they give rise to, say, all the invertebrates. These are called as invertebrates: Coelenterata, mollusca, the shell, mollusca, echinoderms, that is the starfish, okay, and urochordates. Then starts the chordates. Before that, connecting between the invertebrate and vertebrates, urochordates, hemichordates, and from this there is a mammals, they evolve. Mammals, the example is the dog, it's given here, and it is in the form of fish, then amphibian like frogs, then reptiles like lizard, and aves like birds, at last mammals with the dogs as well as the human being on the top of the hierarchical system. So this phylogenetic tree or evolutionary tree, it gives a clear idea about, here is a common ancestor. and slowly it gives rise to lower simple organism and then to complex organism on the top. So this is able to create phylogenetic tree among the different groups and to study living organism easily. For this reason, the need for classification is very important. Clear? Now we can understand. Now we'll see the next one is taxonomy and systematics. What is taxonomy? Taxon. Already I said the science of study of classification is called taxonomy. Always in G or L, the terms are given in biology or in zoology book. G refers to Greek word. So taxonomy is a Greek word. Here the taxis means arrangement, nomos means laws. Law. Based on certain rules, okay, there is an arrangement of the organism. It is defined as taxonomy. The science of arrangement of living organism based on certain rules. What are the rules? With classification, description, identification. After identification clearly, we are naming the organism that is called as nomenclature. So what is taxonomy? Science of arrangement of living organism along with classification, description, identification and naming of organism. Okay, who first coined the term taxonomy? The great man called Augustine Pyramus de Candolle. The great man in the 18th century, who is he? Augustine Pyramus de Candolle coined the term taxonomy. And it is mainly based on certain theoretical rules and procedures are followed in this taxonomy. And coming to most important another person coming under taxonomy, who is popularly called as father of biology, father of taxonomy. He was nothing but Aristotle. He lived in the time of BC, before Jesus Christ, father of biology, father of taxonomy, Aristotle, father of zoology, the great important man. He classified both plants and animals mainly into two groups, that is plants and animals. Okay, and sometimes red-blooded, without blood or non-red-blooded, like this Aristotle classified the organism. The first man who classified the organisms, and that's why he was called as father of taxonomy, father of biology. Now, Aristotle's classification system, it is already I said Greek term, a taxonomy. He was the Greek philosopher and who developed the first classification system. He divided all the organisms into two groups. What are the two groups? One is plants, another one is animals. One is non-motile plants and another one is motile animals. Plants are small, medium size, large size and they are also classified as herbs, shrubs, trees by him only. And motile, all the motile organisms are animals, he classified. And based on the habitat, he classified animals into air, airy, aerial, water, aquatic, land, terrestrial animals. Based on the morphology, morphology means external features and structure, form and structure. Animals are classified into red-blooded or bloodless or without blood or without red-blooded, like this Aristotle classified the organisms. So two groups of classification and the first classification system was classified by Aristotle. Now the most important man under modern taxonomy, who was he? Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, father of modern taxonomy, which is the system of classifying and naming the organism. He first classified and named the organism and he only developed the hierarchical system of classification. So what is hierarchical system of classification? You must understand. Hierarchical means it is nothing but organization or classification of the animals into different categories or different rank. So the 8 different taxa and category he classified, and the famous man Carolus Linnaeus, father of modern taxonomy, he classified this classification system of animals include 8 taxa, 8 category. What are they? Domains. We'll say later 3 domains: kingdom, animal kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species later. So who is this man? Carolus Linnaeus, and popularly known as father of modern taxonomy. Now coming to the end of this, systematics. What is systematics? we are going to see systematic arrangement. What is the meaning for G? I said pa. Can you say now? Yes. What is it called? Greek word. Okay, Greek word we are using in biology. System. What is the meaning for system? Sequence. Sequential arrangement of organism. Classifying the organism and sequential arrangement of the organism is called as systematics. So what is the main aim or goal of the systematic is to classify the organism with certain rules. Okay, we are following certain rules for this. What is the main basic criteria for systematics? Identifying the organism, describing the organism, naming the organism, arranging the organism, preserving the organism, and we are giving the documentation for the organism. So if you are identifying, describing, naming, that is nomenclature, arranging and preserving and documenting, that is the main thing for systematic arrangement of organism. So the evolutionary history of the species and environmental adaptation and the interrelationship between the species are investigated or studied in systematics. Yes. So we have studied a lot in this two videos. That is, in the first one, we have studied about biodiversity, ecosystem, and the difference between living, non-living organism, and classification about Walter Rosen and Aristotle, Carolus Linnaeus, everything. Have you all noted and written in the notes? So in the next class, we will check whether you have taken the notes in your biozoology notes separately. Now coming to the end of this today's class, recalling, because these are the questions you are going to learn and you are going to write us next. So what is an ecosystem? Have you studied, noted? Ecosystem means what, ma? A community of living organism and non-living environment and their interrelationship. Who coined this? A.G. Tansley in 1935. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity means presence of large number of species in a particular ecosystem. It is also called as biological diversity. Okay. And who first introduced or coined the term biodiversity? You know, Walter Rosen in 1985. So the difference between living and non-living organism, already you know, you can write any three or four you can learn. Metabolism, respiration, nutrition, growth, already I said. You just go through. And what are the basic need for classification, I said now. And to identify and differentiate closely related species, to know the variation among the species, to understand the evolution of the species and create phylogenetic tree, and to study living organism. These points you learn. And basic need for classification. What is taxonomy here? Taxonomy is nothing but the science of classification is called taxonomy. Who is the father of modern taxonomy? We have studied at last with the photo, Carolus Linnaeus. So learn all these questions. Today's class. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you. Bye. See you.